Jai Hind all of you. I am Mahima Saxena, Assistant Professor at Akgec in Computer Science Department. Today I'm going to explain what is communication in AI, communication and artificial intelligence. First of all, we need to understand what is communication in multi-agent environment. Basically, communication in a multi-agent environment enables information sharing and helps agents to coordinate to make decisions collectively as they work towards as a common goal. For example, if we have different agents, they are working in a particular direction, they have a particular role. All agents need to collaborate their work and work towards their goals. With the help, how all of these agents will collaborate and how they will communicate. Basically, we will understand this communication in this work. Now, to start with this, the topic of communication in multi-agent environment in AI, we need to learn basically what a multi-agent environment is and what is a multi-agent system. Basically, a brief explanation of the agent communication and how information shared will lead to a better understanding of this topic. Now, basically, what is a multi-agent system? An artificial intelligence multi-agent system is a computational framework where multiple agents work together to achieve a common goal by gathering information from the environment and taking action to reach specific objectives. Basically, lots of agents will work together in a particular direction to achieve their goal and gathering information from the environment. In the first video, I explained what is an agent. Agent is anything, and an human being, an entity, an organization, anyone is an agent. That agents will sense from their environment with the help of sensors and perform some actions with the help of actuators. Now, this is called an agent. Those agents, now we are talking about those agents in this particular environment. Those different agents are here and we need to collaborate on this work. These agents have learning adaptabilities and decision making capabilities and interact and communicate with each other to achieve a shared goal. They can be homogeneous or heterogeneous and leverage collective intelligence to solve complex problems. Multi-agent systems operate in a multi-agent environment, such as a football team working together to win a game. They are used in robotics, smart cities, and social networking analysis to cooperative behavior and distributed problem solving. The next one is communication in multi-agent system. Basically, agent communication is a crucial part of a multi-agent system, as there should not be any conflicting goals between the agents that can lead to competition instead of coordinating with each other. For example, if we have two students, they both are the toppers, then between them there is a competition. They will not work as a team members, they will work as a competitors. So first of all, the communication between those students is clear, so that they coordinate each other. Basically, they contribute each other with towards their goal. This is the communication. If there is a proper communication between the agent, the workload will be properly distributed among the agents, making the system more scalable, efficient, and also faster. The agent communication in a multi-agent system is done by the agent communication language, which defines a standard for a message shared among the agents in the system. There can be many challenges when the communication between the agent is not handled properly. The challenges are difficulty in handling the coordination between the agents, and sometimes the lack of communication between the two agents may lead to overload and also can be and cause some privacy concerns. These are the very vast challenges we are facing in today's world. Now, the types of communication in multi-agent system. The communication between the agent in a multi-agent environment can be of two types. Number one is explicit communication, and the second one is implicit communication. Now, what is explicit communication? Explicit communication is a type of communication where the exchange of messages or signals between the agent is done directly through commands, feedback, request, etc. This type of communication is more precise and efficient, but it is very expensive, noisy, and prone to deception. Now, we will talk about what is implicit communication. Implicit communication is a type of communication where the exchange of messages or signals between the agent is indirectly through actions or behaviors. The agent observes the environment and the environment is inferred. This type of communication is more robust, scalable, but it can be inaccurate, incomplete, or can also be confusing. Now I think it's clear like what is explicit and implicit. Basically, in explicit, the communication is done through messages or signals directly, but in implicit, the communication is done indirectly. Now, what is the communication mechanism in multi-agent system? The communication mechanism are the methods that helps in enabling power communications among the agents. Basically, it is the mechanism, it is the we can say steps, or it is the algorithm or the methods that we are using to enabling a power communication among the agents. They have physical or virtual challenges that transmit the messages between the agents. They can contain the algorithm and the techniques that are used in encoding and decoding the information. The communication mechanism can be of two types: centralized and decentralized mechanism. The first one is centralized mechanism. Centralized mechanism are the type of mechanism that rely on a single or few agents that acts as coordinators or brokers for communication. In this system, all the communication first passes through these coordinators, which will further facilitate the message exchange between the other agents. They usually use the published subscribe model, where a central repository stores the information and facilitates the communication between the agents. Basically, it uses the method which are already facilitated or which are already used. But now I'll explain what is decentralized mechanism. Decentralized mechanism are the type of mechanism that agents to communicate with each other without any central entities. In the centralized mechanism, the agents act as a coordinator or brokers for communication. But in decentralized, they communicate each other directly without any central entities. This type of mechanism distribute responsibilities between all the agents and follows peer-to-peer communication. These mechanisms are more specific than the centralized mechanism, and also they are more robust and fault tolerant. Basically, decentralized mechanism is much more better than centralized mechanism. In simple words, we can say that. Now, what are the communication strategies for multi-agent system? The communication strategy can be defined as the policies that optimize communication among agents. They help determine that when, what, and how the communication should happen based on the goal and the preferences of the agent. The communication strategies are of two types based on their nature and alignment of the agents. The first one is cooperative strategies, and the second one is competitive. In cooperative, as the name suggests, the goal of the cooperative strategy is to achieve mutual benefits to all agents, while the goal of the competitive strategies is to achieve individual agents. The cooperative strategies are use a negotiation mechanism and collaboration techniques. The competitive strategies uses deception and manipulation techniques. The next one is competitive strategies. Cooperative strategies also prioritize collaboration and collective success among all agents. Competitive strategies also prioritize the agent to perform their interest and need to outperform other agents in the environment. The next one is, what are the challenges in designing effective communication in multi-agent system? Basically, we have a lot of challenges for designing an effective communication between agents. Effective communication is very much it's a very difficult task between agents, because all agents have their ability, all agents have their perceptions, all agents work on different algorithms. Because of that, the communication between agents is slightly disturbed. That's why we face many challenges, and we need to constrain them. Like, while the communication is being implemented in a multi-agent system, certain challenges are taken into consideration, as communication consumes resources like bandwidth, which increase the cost of communication. Communication also adds parameter and constraint that increase the dimensionality of multi-agent system. Some more related challenges are, like, the first one is complexity. We have different challenges like complexity, cost, noise, security, etc. Now, the first one is complexity. The communication in multi-agent system is complex, as it adds more parameters and constraints. When the number of agent increases, it increases the complexity of the communication network, as it becomes more interconnected. Communication among the agents can pose a significant challenge. For example, we have 10 students in a particular, we have 10 students, and all the 10 students have represent 10 different teams. Now, the goal of these 10 teams are to win a challenge, but the condition is all the agents need to communicate with each other properly. Every sentence or every communication is held between each and every team, every 10 students. Now, the time complexity is also increases, and the communication is also increase, and the time will also increases. Because of that, the complexity factor is increases. Now, the next one is the cost. The cost of communication can impact the performance of multi-agent system, as they consume resources like bandwidth, energy, and computation. A delicate balance can be brought about by optimizing communication to minimize the usage of resources to maximize the performance of the system. If we have maximum number of agents, then the cost of that multi-agent environment will also increases, because we need to take care of all the agents that present on that, basically, that are working on that particular goal. We are working on it. That's why the cost of the environment or multi-agent system is increases. The next one is noise. Noise is basically here is like the communication system can also contain noise. Noise can be defined as any disturbance that disrupts the signal of the messages between the agents. The main reason for the appearance of noise can be basically due to channel congestion, signal degradation, or the other environmental factors. The management of noise is very crucial to ensure the integrity and accuracy of the information shared. The noise can cause inconsistency in the information that can lead to conflicts among the agents in the system. In noise, for example, we are two team members or two agents. In this scenario, we are talking about agents, like two agents are talking each other on phone. Some disturbances occurred between their conversation. That disturbance is called noise. In noise, we need to, on any platform, we need to ensure that the information is shared. That should be crucial, and it will be it's safe. Its integrity is ensured. It's crucial that the accuracy and the integrity of the information shared is maintained. The next one is security. The communication between the system is vulnerable to security breaches, privacy threat, and the integrity of agent information. the attacker usually try to attempt to eavesdrop on the channel that are used for communication. Now, what is the meaning of eavesdrop? Basically, eavesdrop is if two students are chatting with each other, the third student is listening. Two students are chatting with each other in a room, in any scenario, then the third person standing behind the door and listening the conversation of these two students. This is called eavesdropping. Now, basically, so we required proper communication protocol to ensure that the system has proper security technique such as encryption, authorization, and authentication. Encryption, decryption, authorization, and authentication. Now, what is encryption, decryption, authorization, and authentication? If I'm talking about encryption and decryption, now what encryption is basically, in encryption we have two keys, a public key and a private key. Public key is public to everyone, but the private key is private and it doesn't know by anyone. It only, suppose I have two keys, a public key and private key. My public key is known by everybody, but my private key is private and it is known by only me. For encryption, we use public and private key, and after the sending of the information, the receiver need to use its public key and private key. After the using of both the keys, the decryption is done. This is called encryption and decryption with the help of both of keys, of course. The next one is authorization. Basically, if I am sending an information, the information is after when I am sending the information and signature of mine or any other thing that is authorized, that the information is sending by a legal person. This is authorization. And authentication is we need to ensure the information, actual information is shared and authentication is maintained. Basically, no the information is not altered. The next one is conflict and conflict. Basically, conflicts are another challenge that we may face in communication in multi-agent system. They arise due to disagreement and inconsistency in messages shared among the agents. This can lead to misunderstanding and coordination failure, which affect the stability of the system. We need effective communication protocol and mechanism to handle these conflicts effectively and also to resolve them. Now the next one is dynamic environment. The multi-agent system work in dynamic environment, which is challenging to operate. The communication strategy should be able to optimize the allocation of resources, and the system should be adaptable to change according to the environment. This is another important challenge that need to be taken in consideration. Next one is, the next topic is enhancing the communication using artificial intelligence. Now, these are the challenges. What are the challenges we face? And now, what are the things we need to enhance the communication using artificial intelligence? The increase in development in technology has lead to increase in usage of artificial intelligence in all sectors. Artificial intelligence can effectively used in communication in multi-agent system to enhance its effectiveness and to overcome the challenges. The AI has proactive capabilities that can be provided to the communication system to make it more adaptive and also help in optimization of resource allocation. The inclusion of artificial intelligence in communication have some advantages. For example, like cognition enhancement. The AI can help in cognitive enhancement of the communication. Machine learning, which is a subset of artificial intelligence, can be useful to interrupt the data collected by the sensor which is present in the agent, and the clustering algorithms can also be used the group data based on similar characteristics. The next one is proactive capabilities. AI technology have proactive capabilities which help the communication system to adapt well to the dynamic nature of the environment they work with. This make the communication more reliable and adaptive. The clustering algorithm can be useful in this aspect too. Now the next one is practical applicants of multi-agent system, like robotics. Nowadays robotics is very important field, and it's now like enhancing. Robotics is a technology that combined computer system and engineering to create robots. The multi-robot system work in dynamic environment and use adaptive communication strategies to enable faster and adaptable communication between the system. This helps the system to solve complex tasks effectively. This also enhances the coordination capabilities and overall performance of the system. The next one is social network analysis. Social network analysis refer to the study of interaction and communication between different entities working in the same environment. A good adaptive communication strategies in multi-agent system can play a crucial role in analyzing these dynamic networks. This can be used in community deduction algorithm, where the multi-agent system need to identify the clusters in social networking. They can also be used in like influential communities and measuring matrices such as centrality, density, and modality. What do you mean by clusters? Like basically, clusters are the set of cluster is a class. In that cluster, the properties of same clusters have different types. We have for example, we have a class full of students. When we put those students in that particular class, they have some property. Because of that, we put on that class. This is called a cluster. Thank you for it.